everyone. Oh, the ad. As soon as we kick, the ad always comes on. Okay. Ad is done. Good morning, my loves. Sprinkles, sprinkles. Good morning, sprinkles all over. Thank you for joining us for Wellness Wednesday with Lexi Baloo. Baby child, my oldest, our oldest daughter is here joining to share all of the wellness things. And so we're still working it out, kind of figuring out how we're going to present things, what we're going to present, but we're so happy to be here with you and to share just ways to feel good, to be kind to your bodies, to come together and manifest the abundance and manifest courage and everything that we need in our daily lives that sometimes are hard to find. So I am going to now let Lexi have a little intro here, and I'm just gonna kind of watch the chat and say, welcome in everybody. Thank you, Stitches, for coming. Good morning, Lex.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday, everybody. We made it to the home. I just really wanted to shout out everyone that attended on Monday and who caught the replay. I've been so overwhelmed with gratitude and confirmation that this is what we're supposed to be doing. I can't tell you for how many years this is what I've wanted to do. And I've allowed fear and insecurity and anxiety and all of these things that, wellness practices help with. Mindfulness helps with. You know, it's like the thing that I need most to share this, I have to give to myself first. So this week has been a really big example of that, of you have to give to yourself first. You have to fill your cup first. And then from that abundance can overflow into the relationships around us and give us the capacity to share with our loved ones and with an online space and everything. And creative projects wise, I brought a really special piece to share with everyone that I've had for years, I've worked on for years and years, and feels like she's ready to go to a new home. So I thought maybe later on we can do a little silent auction and see if it is ready to go home to anyone. I really made the piece with intentions of love and abundance and gratitude. I feel like it's definitely got some Stitch inspiration behind it even. It's got the metallics and it's very fluid and flowing and beautiful. So
show us the things. Show us. Hold on.
Are you guys ready? I feel like it's too soon.
No, just show it. We're just going to show it. Hold on. Let me. Okay. Are you ready? I'm going to make you big.
Okay. Here she is. So you can't tell necessarily in my video, but it's metallic. This is gold in here.
Yeah, it's showing up a little. We'll take some pictures and put it on the community tab as well.
With better lighting.
Yeah, it's the metallics in it, you guys. There's like an iridescence, kind of like it's absolutely beautiful. I've tried to buy this piece from her multiple times, and she says, "Mom, this is not for you." I buy all of her artwork. She says, "Mom, share with the rest of the children."
And so the thought and idea
I will let you guys have this one.
And the thought and idea too is that this is a way to keep me accountable as an artist.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start doing one piece a week, and maybe showing it Wednesdays we do that, or we pick a day a week where we can show. I know that that's a huge part of my mom's lives, is going on and showing her works in progress.
What you whipping on?
What you whipping on?
And that's any craft. I could be whipping on some eggs right now. It's whatever you're working on. You know, so many of us, we get like super fixated on one thing. And I was like, I don't know about you, but I'm not one-dimensional. I do more than just crochet. I do more than just kitchen witch. You know, it's like, there's so many facets of creativity that we don't give ourselves credit for. You know, this painting is, oh, I would never show it to anyone. Well, why not? Your pen, your pencil, your brush touched that canvas and created something. Why not share it? Even if you think it's not perfect, it's not supposed to be, right? Artwork is not supposed to be perfect. We're not machine. Well, we are machines, but not that kind of machine, you know? We're not made to have our works be perfection. They are renditions of what is going on in here, right? It's our interpretations of our world translated into canvas or translated into artwork or whatever your artwork might be. It could be food. It could be how you keep your car. It's all art in the way you put your intention on things, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really big piece that I want to bring is that like we are creators in life. It's not like we set aside this time to be creators. We're creating all the time. And yeah, some of that is habitual creating. Some of that is mindless. Some of that is, totally, our background. We're not totally conscious all the time. But that's something that I think the more we step into our mindfulness and our wellness, all of those things, it's like you're more aware all the time. And the things that didn't make you feel good in the past that allowed to happen, you can make that choice to not do that anymore.
Yeah.
So there's practices that we can bring in that can make us feel really wonderful.
Absolutely.
And only aid in our creation. And you were talking about perfection. That's a huge piece of my story is that the perfectionist mind can be so. Ooh, can you go down a little more?
Yeah, sorry. It is kind of loud.
It just be
Okay,
really quiet.
How's that?
That's good. I think just really subtle.
Just barely in the background. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, perfection will ruin an entire project. And it's when we have this effortlessness, when we're just doing it because we enjoy it, that's when the most beautiful, beautiful pieces come out.
Yeah.
When there's less pressure for it to be perfect, you're not thinking about the outcome so much.
Yeah.
You're just enjoying the process.
And isn't expecting perfection from yourself an unattainable goal?
Totally.
That is not attainable. Perfection is against human nature. We are not made to be perfect. Because if everything was perfect, we would have no individuality. And Cherry, I see what you just said. You had to frog. But you know what? Those 2 rows didn't quite work out. When you make a meal and you say, ooh, I used too much garlic. Next time you know not to use so much garlic. But you're not going to throw away that meal, right? You're still going to eat it. So we're still going to appreciate our projects and we're going to go, dadgummit, I got to do those rows over. Oh, well, maybe that was because the thoughts in your mind when you were stitching those rows were not what you should have been thinking about. Maybe you were thinking negatively. Stitches are like words. They are power. We are stitching intentions. When you think negatively, when you're creating, you're stitching those intentions into your work. You're painting those intentions into your work. So if your mind is not clear and positive and you're thinking of, I'm creating this hug with intentions of love and acceptance and you're stitching that into, it's like you're weaving those intentions. So Cherry, be gentle with yourself. Allow yourself, oh, darn it, I got to frog them. Oh, well, in 10 minutes, those rows will be back where they're supposed to be, right? So just remember when you go to stitch those rows back, be gentle with yourself. Don't self-hate yourself while you're, gosh, dang it, I can't believe this. Crap. Oh, well, whoopsie daisy. I'm not perfect. And then stitch something beautiful, like a beautiful thought in your mind while you're doing those stitches. I notice myself when I'm creating whatever it is, if I'm not thinking good here, like if I'm angry or I'm, being grouchy, that meal doesn't taste as good. Then if I recenter, take some deep cleansing breaths and remember, I'm nurturing my family. I'm feeding my temple. and I need to be gentle with myself, and I need to be thinking, okay, these broccolis are going to nourish, and they're going to make my hair, and they're going to make the cells and all of it. And I'm thinking of all the beautiful things that these foods are going to do to my body.
It's a practice. Like
Yeah.
that's the prayer that's the living prayer, I guess you could say. Or the living intention. That's where the magic is.
Yeah. Amber, right. Well, don't catch yourself and stop that. So you made a mistake. We learn from our mistakes. Do you know how many times I've frogged? I have frogged entire blankets because I didn't like how the stitch was coming out, and I didn't want to waste the yarn. So I frogged that entire blanket, where this one right here was going, no, don't do it. It's beautiful. But I was not in the right mind space when I was making it. So you just have to think, do a little like, what's it called? Like a little test for yourself. Put yourself in a good space. Use some of these breath works that Lexi's teaching us. Just a little bit of extinguishing, or a little bit of exhaustion, or let those verbalizations go. The louder it is, the more energy you let go. Then come back to your work and work it, and you're going to see a difference in your work. Look back on that work when you were angry and you were pissed off and you were like, you were stab with your thing, and you were not in a good place. Look at that piece, and then look at the place where you set your intention and you were in a good headspace and you were thinking of what you're giving in that piece that now is going to be given to someone. What are you wanting for that person to feel in that project, and have those thoughts? And then you look at that project and you tell me which one looks better. I have tested that myself. I've looked at a project when I was grieving or I was upset, and the stitches were very tight and very lots of dropped, like split things. It was not my best work. Then I look at something that I was, working for the babies, thinking of Bean, thinking of all the joy and the little smiles on their little faces over at Camp Boggy Creek. All of the, like, some little kid is going to wrap up in this and be like, oh, do I want them to feel, or do I want them to feel, and the project, look, I've never used colors like this together. I've never thought to use marl, this kind of stuff together, but something said, yes, let's do it. And this is one of my favorite pieces, right? Frogging is not a mistake. It's not bad. It's just, maybe we just didn't like that stroke. That row wasn't to my standard of what I wanted to put out, but be gentle with yourself about it. Allow yourself to make mistakes, right?
It's an opportunity and an invitation to recenter yourself.
Yeah.
And to cleanse.
Say, was I paying attention? Was I distracted? Am I crocheting to forget that I need to go do my bills, or I need to go do that load of laundry? So you're ignoring what your brain and the universe are telling you, hey, there's some things, responsibilities, and you're putting that into your work. So take the 5 minutes to go throw that laundry in, and then reward yourself by going to sit down and stitch a couple rows. Because I find myself doing that all the time. Oh, right? Lexi knows. Oh, those dishes will be there in a minute. No, they won't. Go do it. You'll feel better. Right? I did my dishes first, and then I came to sit down and work on my project. And then I felt like okay, there was like a weight, like I knew something was done and it was not on my list anymore.
Because what if we looked at our life as the project, like our entire life that we live, we're constantly weaving and creating. And I mean, this is an ancient idea that we're creators in this life, creating our blanket or even like the spider's web of life. It's like, this is how we This is how we create our lives. So even when we're away from our projects, we're still working on the projects.
Yeah.
Because when you have a clean, healthy environment, then your project is also gonna be impacted by that.
Yeah.
And I love that you brought that up because it is absolutely felt. That's why when you look at an art piece or you look at a finished crochet project, the moment you put your hands in those fibers, when my mom sends you a hug and you put that around yourself and it gives you goosies and you feel this warmth, like as if you're being held by your mother, that is because she puts that in there. Mm-hmm. So everyone can know that the energy that you put in is felt. And I love to also think that it's a time to transmute. So if you are having grief, if you are having anger and frustration, through working on that project and having self-compassion and understanding and gratitude for yourself, it can go full circle, and that energy is felt too. It's not like every single stitch is going to be positive. Every single hour spent on a painting is positive. No.
Can't be.
Like you push through achiness, you push through. I get very like jittery and nervous and anxious, and my hands.
Yes, like you get the little butterflies, shaky. Almost like anxiety, like nobody's gonna want this, and I start the negative talk, right?
Yeah, it's not to say only create when you're in this perfect headspace, because that's just ridiculous.
You'll never create.
You'll never create through it. It's create through it and hold yourself and allow yourself to go through the full spectrum of emotions.
Right.
I just saw my Nana pop up in the chat.
Is she here?
Beginner Bonsai.
Beginner Bonsai, you made it. Mama.
Hi, Nana.
Mama. I love you. The buns are here.
I love it.
I'm so glad she's here. Yeah, Beginner Bonsai, everybody. That's the mommy. That's the Nana. That's my mommy, Barbara. Welcome in, mommy. Cherry, I do want to say something. Yeah, but you know what? You know, you're going to feel better that you did go back and fix it than if you left it going, oh, I should have fixed that. No regret. Go back, fix it, right? You have the ability to fix it. There's nothing like finishing a project and going, gosh, I wish I would have fixed that. No, go fix it. I'm glad you're here to sit with us while you fix it. So let's see. Oh, Mama Swift. Our Trisha is here. Auntie is here. Hi, baby. Good morning. Let's see. I was just seeing if there was any questions. Did anybody have any questions so far of the things that we started to talk about? It just takes a minute.
Yeah, we could probably go into some of the practices I brought for us today.
Yeah. Jessica's here. Yanda Rose. That's my girl, Jessica. Hi, baby. You're up at stupid o'clock. She works that late shift. But she's got a house full of sick babies right now, so I'm sure she's up running around. But wash your hands.
Okay, so I have a cool practice we could do in the chat. Everyone can write something that they're grateful for in this moment. Just for today, what's something that you're grateful for? It could be a person, it could be a circumstance, it could be anything, big or small.
There's mine. Yeah, right.
I woke up. Yeah, grateful to be vertical. That's one of our favorites.
Yeah. I got out of bed. You're great friends. That's a good one too, because you know what? There's so few of those. No fake friends. I got a sticker the other day and it's up on the yarnery rack. It says, no fake friends. I'm grateful for my Wonder Twin. I love you, Trisha. Yeah. Good ones. For my family. Yeah, so many times we take for granted our family and the family that we do have. And family is not just blood, you know, that I have more family that isn't blood than I have family that is, you know, and it's sometimes our villages, they grow and we bring in new villagers, you know? Yeah. Being born in the USA. Yeah. Well, and our country is going to be great again. We are gonna I just believe that, without going political, without going, because we don't really do a lot of actual religion and politics, but it is part of life. But in the climate of our world right now, what better time to bring in the village, to be one with each other and to support one another, right? Because we're going to need that in the days to come, for real. As often as you want, Lorraine, you start feeling those energies building and you feel like, what do I do? What do I do? The very first thing you do is stop and breathe. It's the very first thing. I do that all day long because I sit in front of a computer all day dealing with idiots. Okay? Where's the spreadsheet I'm supposed to work on? You're in it. So we're talking, you're in it. You deal with people that want you to do all the work. And so I have to and do the big husa. We do. And like I've been saying, the louder the exhale, the more energy you're expelling. If you just, or you just, or you let it Tawanda and you and you roar, they're different explanations, if that's a word, of energy, right? So yeah, as many times as you want, Lorraine.
And it can even become your new normal to breathe into your belly just all of the time.
Yeah,
I noticed that the more
you feel it up here all the time, but to push it down into your belly, it's in a different place. It
can become
very awkward feeling at first.
It can become an unconscious practice. So right now, our breath work is, we're like consciously changing the way that we're breathing, putting it into our belly, putting it down into our pelvis. But after you practice it enough and have the awareness enough, your body will realize, oh, I'm not in fight or flight. I'm not anxious. I'm safe. I'm okay. I can breathe deep into my belly. And we can go into it. Like we can learn more about the parasympathetic nervous system. That's the nervous system that is there for your digestion, for your rest, for your overall wellness. And it's like what works in the background. And
Lorraine, real quick, and what better time to be using these breath practices in front of those babies? Because I've taught all of my children I called it calm yourself. Let's have a calm yourself moment. Let's take some deep breaths. Let's just stop for a moment. And it's really good for the kids. It helps them deal with all this anxiety and anxiousness and pent-up energy that they don't have the tools yet. So Lorraine, do it in front of them. Tell them what you're doing. Hold on a second, guys. We're going to take some deep breaths for a second. And Grandma, Nana, Lita, whatever your babies call you, and every time they see you do it and then afterwards you come away refreshed, they're going to learn that. Teach them.
They'll learn to regulate themselves through you regulating yourself too.
Yeah. Ooh. Keep bumping this. Okay, so take your intention back. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I'm just gonna double check my notes really quick.
Yeah, so Lorraine, even more, she can come and sit and watch this with us it'll keep her attention, or just start using the practices around her and ask her to join you. Baby girl, come sit with Nana or Nana or whatever they call you, and sit down with me for a second. And can you want to try this? Try this with me. And let them see that these techniques are, sometimes it gets embarrassing. Like, I'm not doing that. Oh my God. The first time Lexi told me to make an audible exhale, I was like, you feel silly, but you know what? What's more silly is popping a bunch of pills and running around when you don't have to be. Do it. Yeah, Lorraine, do it. Okay. Sorry. I wanted to say that to
Yeah.
her.
No, I love it, especially when we have people engaging.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone that's joining. Yeah, I think it's a good time to get into some breathing. If you want to get to a stopping point, if you're working on any projects, we're going to actually engage our hands a little bit. So yeah, I love that she did that before I cued it. So yeah, if you bring your hands to center and actually rub them together, you can feel some heat coming up, and you can pull them apart a little bit. Some people are more sensitive than others, but you should be able to feel some energy circulating there, some tingling, some swirling. Our energy field is outside of our body. So, and I have this feeling that when we come on live like this, we're actually all kind of absorbing into each other's energy and having this collective experience together.
That is so crazy. I felt the tingle.
So, yeah, so let's all take a big deep breath in through our nose into our belly. So keeping the chest relaxed, letting the belly expand with that inhale. And exhaling through the mouth. You can do a few of those at your own pace. And if you feel it in you to allow that exhale to be audible, you can let out any kind of sound that wants to come out. It can be frustration, it can be excitement, anxiousness, whatever wants to come out. It's honestly something that I do throughout my day, just when things are moving quickly and I'm excited, just take a deep breath and relax it out. Like all is well, and we don't have to hold all of that energy. We have voices for a reason to help us express our emotions and express how we feel. So with the intention on our hands, I invite you to bring them out in front of you and study them a little bit. You can wiggle your fingers and just have a moment of gratitude, like thank you for these beautiful hands that allow me to care for myself. And there's people who don't have all their fingers, there's people who don't have their hands at all. So if you're one of those people, find another limb or another piece of your body that you're grateful for, that allows you to live this life and create in this life. If it's not hands, it becomes feet. You know, people figure it out. We are very, very amazing that way. So putting our awareness on our hands and showing gratitude, you can squeeze them and just thank them. If they're sore, massage them. You can wiggle them out. You can stretch them out a little bit. This is a very intuitive practice. Whatever your body needs will tell you. Not everything that I am doing for my body will feel good for your body. So getting into the wrists and just doing some light massaging in the wrists, all while showing gratitude for them. Thank you for allowing me to create, to take care of myself and my family. And if they're sore and painful, I know some of us have arthritis, some of us have had carpal tunnel, some of us have had surgeries. Even with our ailments and our pains and our aches, having gratitude that we have them. So let's rub them together again, and then fling it off, flick it off, shake them off, flick, flick, flick. Okay, and let's shrug our shoulders a little bit, get some movement into our shoulders. I had the feeling this morning to awaken our spines, because I know so often we can hunch. I hunch quite a bit over my computer, my projects, when I am doing anything in life. So when you're first starting to get into this, it can be pretty uncomfortable to engage the spine again and to bring your neck back and your chin back. But just like the belly breath, it's something that you can do whenever you think about it and while it feels good. You know, if you have to come out of it, come out of it. It's like sitting on the floor. It used to be excruciatingly painful for me. But you do 5 minutes a day, 3 minutes a day, it turns into 30 minutes, it turns into an hour. It's whatever you can do now that feels good and that allows you to engage your vertebra. So taking a deep breath into your belly, bringing your shoulders up, back, and down. You can even have your hands up a bit and just kind of bringing your elbows in close to the sides of your body. When we work on projects, if we can bring them up to our face instead of bringing our face down, it's like bring the project up to you. And eventually that will build the muscles in your arms. And having this engagement and having this activation in your body will make you not only have more endurance, but strength. And when you do get so fatigued that you can't hold that position anymore, guess what? It's time to take a break. It's time to take a break, because art isn't necessarily made to be done all at once. I think it's something that we're meant to work on while it feels good. And if you start to hurt, if you start to ache and pain, maybe it's time to get up and set it down and to stretch and to move and be more dynamic with it. And hey, I'm talking to myself with this too, because I could work on a painting for hours and hours and hours till the point that my feet are asleep and my everything hurts and it's painful to get up, and then I'm less likely to go back to that project because I pained myself to do it. Yeah. Whereas if I set up my really nice workstation, I work until I start to feel achy and painy and whatever, and I get up and I move and I do other stuff around the house. I make myself a meal or drink some water or stretch for a few minutes and then come back to it. I'm actually more productive on that project throughout the whole day than if I sit down and cram it. So this is just a reminder for that. So I hope that's landing with everyone, and it's really, this is all just an invitation. What wellness practices work for me is something that I want to offer you, but you get to choose what works best for you and in your body. Yeah. You get to be your own teacher and your own guide. So another practice that I'd really like to share is a tapping exercise. So if we bring our hands back in, we're going to tap starting on the top of our heads, and we'll make our way down throughout our body. And so it's not only a way to bring awareness to our body, but it's a way to wake up blood flow, the lymphatic system. It helps move stuck energy and emotions. This is something you can do when you first wake up. It's something you can do before bed. It's something you can do throughout the whole day. If you feel like your face is really tensed up, you can do tapping. So let's start with our face. So if you take your hands and bring them over your face.
I'm gonna make you big real fast so
okay.
They can
bring them over your face. We're just gonna do light sprinkling. It's like just enough so that you can feel it in your muscle, but it's not so hard that it hurts. Just a tapping. Some people do it this way, you can do it this way. Again, whatever feels good to your body. So I like to start with the forehead because that's where I carry a lot of and sometimes the tapping turns into massaging. This is something that can look different every single day. So I'll move up into the top of my head, to the back of my skull, Might turn into a little bit of massage right at the base of my skull. I get very sore and tender there. Just kind of waking up those muscles coming down the neck. And then into the front of the chest. You can pick up the strength a bit here because your chest is strong. So I like to tap pretty firmly here. You might feel that the muscles are sore under there. If you're somebody that gets massage regularly, that's wonderful for artists and creators. You can come down your arms. And if not, self-massage is a great way to release stuck energy and pain and help your muscles cleanse themselves.
Is this considered an Abhyanga type of practice, the tapping?
Yeah, I don't necessarily call it that, but because that's an Indian Ayurvedic practice, but yeah, it's all connected. So coming across. And then this little area, like by your armpits, is really a sensitive spot that can hold a lot. I mean, your armpits are where you detox. So that's an area that I like to spend extra time on. And then, yeah, just coming down your chest, into your belly. I have my open hands now from my belly. I'm just patting the surface of my skin.
Saying hi, Bean.
And going along the sides of your hips. You can maybe even turn your hands into fists and massage the sides of your hips. Those muscles get very tight.
Yeah, this practice is very good for you, Jessica, my Jessie Londa. People with fibromyalgia, nerve problems. This is very, very important for your nervous system.
And then when I do my legs, I do closed palms because I feel like those muscles are stronger. They are less sensitive. So I'll tap the sides of my legs down. Be careful around the knees. Be gentle around the knees. You can go down the sides of your calves and the front of your shins. And then the bottoms of your feet.
That's a big one. People, they don't take care of their feet, and there is everything in your feet.
Your feet are another place that you detox from, and I go to reflexology massage pretty regularly, so there's pressure points throughout the whole bottoms of your feet that associate with your organs, your blood flow, just the whole body systems. So Chinese medicine is something really interesting to look into if you feel called to it. There's so much free information out in the world.
Yes.
So yeah, I'll get the
and Margie, Arrow Lover, yes. Anything that you're doing to stimulate your nervous system is going to help. Neuropathy, that's like a lack of circulation, right?
Yeah.
It's like your legs aren't circulating properly, and your lymph system is probably all on high alert. All this tapping and the massaging and the touching your skin. You can even put just a little bit of oil on your hands. And yeah, now I tried acupuncture, dry needling, and it made me sick as a dog. It made me throw up because
it's not something that you're supposed to do once. It's something that is supposed to be paired with other detoxes and other practices, because it does open up all of those channels of stuck energy, of toxins. And so your body was purging and cleansing out, which is
I definitely purged.
It's very normal.
But I was very sick at the same time. That's when we found out that I was allergic to gluten. So my body was really purging. Yes. Be very careful and make sure to talk to your doctor before you go to acupuncture.
And talk to the acupuncturist as well on
Yeah.
how to support yourself through that, because
Yeah.
there's detox symptoms, there's all kinds of things that you'll need to be
Mm.
gentle with yourself. So to finish
Ooh.
this practice, start at the top of your head and just kind of wipe. We're wiping that all away now. We brought it to the surface and now we're just going to wipe it off, and you can flick it to the ground.
Oh, I hate to see that. You take gabapentin that much.
Mom.
Oh, I know but you know what? Sometimes our bodies, this pharma, but with these kind of practices and listening to your body, you might be able to get away from some of that. Getting toxins out of your body. Don't eat things that are processed. Treat your body like it's a temple, and little by little, you might be able to taper off some of that. But yeah, everywhere that you tapped, now wipe away. Everywhere that you rubbed and massaged, wipe it away. The bottom of your feet, everywhere you touched, we're closing all of that now that we've opened it all and getting up all the excess away. Okay.
Definitely take some drinks.
Yep, take a drink, get it off, wipe your hands. Another thing is to go wash your hands afterwards. Like, I'll wash my hands when I'm finished.
Yeah, it's a physical and energetic practice. So adding the intention with this practice is really what amplifies its power for you.
And the stitches get to see me with no glasses. I never take my glasses off. I'm blind. Okay, I can see now. I can see.
And after having moved all of that energy, let's place our feet on the ground, planted firmly.
Oh, yeah. Feet
Taking
on the ground.
Some more deep breaths, cleansing breaths on the exhale, open mouth exhale. You can wiggle your toes and ground them back into the ground. You can picture yourself as a tree rooted into the earth, receiving energy from the earth that's filling you back in and giving you relief and relaxing your nerves. You know that some of us have really a need for outside help. Some of us we can't do it all on our own. And there are benefits to pharmaceuticals and medical treatments, and this is something that you can just add in with it to give yourself some extra relief and support.
And engaging the body to do what it was built to do. We have everything that's in pharmaceuticals is in nature and within our bodies. Yeah. Pharmaceuticals mimic what's in nature. So a lot of these, like I introduced a lot of raw ginger, raw garlic. There's herbs that you can take into your body on a daily basis that will do all of that. Like natural, like raw ginger, that's a natural anti-inflammatory. Garlic is a natural antibiotic. The simplest things like pineapple. There's so many things in nature that you can get these gabapentins and these ibuprofens and these acetaminophen and these Norcos, and you can find it in nature, but it's one of those things that you have to have it in your body regularly so your body will engage those things and use it. So eating naturally, not eating refined sugar, eating things in their natural state. So say you've got the difference between eating a banana that's 110 calories or eating 100 calorie pack of banana nut muffins. Your body knows what to do with every single atom of that banana. The body doesn't know what to do with all the chemicals in the banana nut muffins. So what does it do? Immediately encapsulates that in fat and you poop it out. Or your body hasn't taken in any nutrients. It recognizes that as a foreign matter. Eat the banana. Eat the banana. So
And I see a couple of chats coming through about the grass and grounding outside. Yeah. And every day, every single day, morning, noon, and night, like as many times as you can. There's nothing that compares to putting your bare feet and skin on the earth. We are of the earth. Everything that we are has come from the earth. So it's one of the biggest sources of energy for us and for wellness.
Yeah.
So there's so much jokes about hugging trees and, being barefoot in the grass, but there's really nothing that compares. There's nothing else that compares.
Mm-mm.
So if you're able to do that in the morning when you drink your coffee or your tea in the morning, or in the evening before you're getting ready for bed, just to step outside and allow your feet to touch the ground.
Yeah.
We're like batteries essentially. We have a plus and a minus, and our feet are the minus and the earth is a plus. So when you go out and you put your feet on the grass, it's like a battery that's recharging, filling you up with energy.
Mm-hmm.
So when you can do that and have gratitude for the earth, it just fills you up even more. Yeah, totally, when you're feeling stressed. But I find that even doing it when you feel great, I mean, there's times where I feel just absolutely joyful and ecstatic, and just there's not a worry. It takes away the worries.
Yes, mommy. Yes, sometimes you need more. Absolutely. Sometimes the body needs a little more help. And it's okay to give yourself the grace to do that. So the one thing, again, beginner bonsai, is my mom. That's mommy, Nana. She has scoliosis and is also undergoing cancer treatment right now. So her body is on high alert. So these practices are very important. She meditates. I think she's doing massage now too. But it's very important. I don't even go out. Have been outside in 3 months. Even more, Jeanette, for you to be doing the tapping and engaging your nervous system and your lymphatic system, and making sure that you're eating properly if you can't get outside.
I'll bring a plant. Bring a plant inside if there's someone.
And you can stick your fingers in the dirt of the plant.
Or just holding the pot.
You can touch and put your face near it and breathe. That is like the best fresh air coming right off of a plant. I'm surrounded by plants, and plants that are really known for cleansing the air, like a pothos and the spider plant. And I've got my bamboo, and you can see my pothos is starting to grow there. And it's very important, especially if you're homebound, Jeanette, to have some natural things around you. And like I said, if you can't get outside, stick your fingers in your plant. Put your hands near your plant, above your plant, around anything. It's the same thing. Helps with asthma because these plants clean the air. I just don't get things that flower, because I have really bad allergies, hay fever. So the plants that I have don't really flower. They're, like I said, like pothos, and you can see they don't, well, the spider plant, the little pups get a little tiny white flower on them, but yeah. All right, so we've got just 10 minutes left in our Wellness Wednesday. I wanted to circle back around real quick before Lexi closes us out and let you guys know that our plan is to come on Mondays at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and have Mindful Mondays. And then on Wednesday mornings, we will be here like today at 8 a.m. for Wellness Wednesdays. We're going to develop this. Lexi is really starting to, bring herself out and present herself, and looking to pull abundance and joy and love, and make our village bigger. And I just really wanted to share this part of my life with you guys. So something that sometimes we are made to feel like it's silly or,
woo-woo.
ashamed that you're, you know, doing verbal exhalations, you know, it's like, don't let anyone take that away from you. Don't let anyone shame you, because you know what? When they're sitting alone, upset, having bathroom problems, you're going to be sitting golden, right? And don't let anyone bully you. You hold your power. Don't let them tease you, because, you know, it's just, this is for you, not for them. Just hold that close, you know. Good morning, Carrie. All right. So, did you want to do a little closing for the last set? We got about 7 minutes.
Let's see.
Or we can see if anybody has any questions. Also, if there's things that you guys would like to learn about, things that you would like to hear, let us know. You can email, you can put it in the chat. Our number one practice is going to be being kind to one another, being kind to ourselves first. So many of us, you know, I want to say this real quick, just because I made mention that I love gifts. I think that presents and gifts and things like that are a transfer of energy. They're a transfer of love. They're a transfer of someone trying to share joy with you. And when the recipient does, oh, you shouldn't have done that, don't do that, oh my gosh, I can't accept it. Well, you just threw that energy and that transfer of love right back in that person's face. And it does not make the other person feel good, right? So we have to be tender with ourselves and know that we are worth it. We deserve to be cherished and blessed and have gifts and be shown how much we mean to one another. So my practice right now in life is being grateful and saying thank you and meaning it. And it not having to be anything more than that. You don't have to have this big, grand, you know, acceptance and, oh my gosh, oh my, you know, that's kind of fake a little bit. When people, you know, it's like, I just want you to receive the gift and receive what I was trying to share with you and be grateful for it. And not, yes, it's uncomfortable, but why is it uncomfortable? Because you're in your own mind thinking you're not worthy of the gift. You are. And it's not about someone giving you a gift. It's about you receiving it and taking in all of that love and the joy and the power that that person is giving you.
That's reciprocity.
Yeah.
That's reciprocity.
Yes. Receive it, love it, and be grateful that someone cared enough to listen and to know that you needed a treat, right? And even if you didn't, even if it's all golden, you're having the best time of your life, to receive a gift, it humbles us. It lets us know that we mean something to someone. So don't throw it back in their face by going, oh, you don't do that, I can't accept it. Yes, you can, and you can be grateful. You can. So let's practice that. That's my goal, is to not take away someone else's intention, because you could really hurt someone by not showing the gratitude and not showing the transfer of the energy and holding it like it's gold, because it is. That's gold. That is the most purest form of an energy transfer, is a gift. And just remember, if it's a gift, that's exactly what it is. It's not because you want to promote your channel. It's not because you want to have someone open your package on camera. That's why for 3 years, I did not do Happy Mail unboxings, because gifts were gifts. They weren't to promote your channel. They're not to promote my channel. They're not to promote your business. They're not to promote my business. It's a gift. But now I've seen what energy transfer it is and how much joy it brings that person to see you. Oh my goodness. Holy moly. I've never had this before. And the joy. So I've started doing Happy Mail Happy Hour. And I absolutely have opened a new chapter of giving and receiving, because I give. You know, all of the hugs and the charities and the Boggy Creek and all of this. Most of my craft is charity. It's gift.
Oh, your screen just went black. That's weird. She's back.
Oh, sorry, got a call. A call came through. Cut my camera. But so sorry about that. But it's really, you have to remember that the other person is giving out of love if it's truly a gift. I mean, I've had some people send gifts and then turn around and say, why didn't you show it on your channel? Oh, is that what it was? Did you want free publicity, or are you sending me a gift? So it's like that intention is very much received by the recipient. So make sure when you're gifting that it's truly a gift, you know? And I don't want to say showboating because that's very negative, but like the person's intention is to promote their own self, not to actually give a gift. Remember what gifts are. Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to take over. We definitely need to wrap. I got to get to work. So
Yep.
Go ahead. I didn't mean to take that over. I just really needed to say that because
you
we've
didn't.
got a gift thing going around in our industry that, are they really gifts? Ask
No,
yourself
you
that. Are
didn't
you
take
really
anything.
giving a gift, or do you want someone to just show it on your channel?
Right.
Remember
Yeah,
that.
no, I shared what I wanted to share, and I shared what I wanted to share. I'm really happy the way this turned out today. So.
Uh-oh, I lost volume.
But I was watching the chat and I took some notes. I know that people are interested in chakras, earth grounding, continue with the belly breath. And yeah, we'll just keep bringing these little practices on Mondays and Wednesdays.
There we go. Sorry, I lost my volume for a second. I couldn't hear.
Okay, well, I just recapped that I took some notes from the chat on some things that we'd like to bring in.
Okay. Shoot, my thing got all messed up. Can you guys hear me?
Fine. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, we ready to close?
Yeah, we're there. I think we should all give ourselves a big hug and thank ourselves for showing up to the practice today, for each other.
And then we'll see you again on Monday. And then I will see you guys on Saturday, this coming Saturday. And we've got some wonderful things to talk about with Boggy Creek. And there's another designer challenge going on. And yeah, well, thank you guys for joining us. And if you have any questions or you would like us to cover anything, please email either of us. And we'll see if we can get that into the podcast. So, all right. I think that's it. All right.
All right.
Have a beautiful day. Make beautiful things, my loves. And we will see you on the flip side. Bye.